Hi everyone, Dr. Scott Miller here. We've just reached 50,000 subscribers already. So I honestly can't believe it. We've built up this little community of wonderful, kind-hearted people who care about rescue and rescue animals. So thank you so much for being a part of it. All of your comments are just so kind and so thoughtful and so generous. I read every single one, and I'm so grateful for all of you for supporting and building this crazy old thing called Rescue Vet that we've built together. So I thought that I'd do something a little bit different. We haven't done this before on the channel. Don't know if I've done it at all, to be honest. You've been sending busily all of your questions, some of them a little more personal than I expected, but there you go, it's all good, we're friends here. I'm very keen to answer as many as I can. Please do subscribe, of course, and like Rescue Vet. Follow us on all the socials as well. That would be really, really helpful. But for now, I'll be cracking into these questions. If I don't get to yours, there will be a second video, so do check that out as well. Right, so should we crack on with some of these questions? Let's have a little look at what comes up. Okay. Are you leaving the UK? No. No, well, look, I'm not leaving the UK. My children are all British, so I'm definitely not leaving the UK. But I will be traveling a lot more over the coming decades as I reach out to the wider international rescue community and work alongside them to highlight some of the issues that are important to me, and I'm sure to many of you. I, of course, still call Australia home, but the UK is my second home. This next question here, just like an update on your family life, update on wife and kids, and what they're up to nowadays. Kids are getting so big. What are they up to, and what do your wife and kids think about your popularity and being famous? Being famous. Kids don't care. Don't care at all. So it's not even a thing for them. They just go, yeah, Daddy does a bit of TV stuff and he hugs animals. Nothing. My update of my family life is that unfortunately I am separated from my wife now. We do continue to co-parent our kids and our animals, and we'll continue to do so to the best of our ability. But it was just not to be for us in the long term, which is obviously heartbreaking. But sometimes in life, things happen, don't they? But people go through far worse. So I always try and think of the cup half full perspective, and hope that in this new setup, we'll be able to give the kids the life that they deserve. So, but yeah, it's hard for anyone out there that knows what it's like to go through this. The kids are getting so big. I know, it's annoying. Kids grow. It's really annoying. I keep telling them, but they'll just do it anyway. What are they up to? So some of my eldest, she is now 15. She's doing amazingly at school. She just started rowing. She's just the perfect child. She does her homework. She cleans a room. I feel like I'm a show off, but she can sing like an angel. She's amazing. She's wonderful. Quinn is 13. She's my little tomboy, a bit of a ragamuffin, who has the absolute passion for animals that I do. So we are real kindred spirits in that way, and we're very close. And she's hilariously funny to the point where it's almost impossible to parent her. Jackson is my son, my prince. He is 10, and he was diagnosed with autism about 5 years ago. He is such a big-hearted boy, so much love and compassion for people, gives people hugs, and very, very bright, and doesn't stop talking, a bit like his dad. And then we've got Riley, who is our tiny little baby. Well, she's not a baby, she's 6, but we call her the baby. She's like everyone's princess. Everyone dotes on Riley. Everyone loves Riley. We always say, like, what we do without Riley, life is not the same without her. She's a special little princess. She also has autism. She has some speech delay, but the words are coming through. But she's, again, burning intellect. You can see her solve things that no baby or toddler should ever have solved. So she's very clever. She's just come to us in a very special way, and she's a very special girl. Are you no longer on Bondi Vet? Love this new channel, by the way. No, I'm no longer on Bondi Vet. I never lived in Bondi. In fact, I was only at Vet on the Hill, and Vet on the Hill was a program made here in the UK, and Bondi Vet was a program made in Australia by the same production company. And that's why they came together around about COVID time when things were difficult to make TV shows. But now I've decided to say goodbye to that and to start Rescue Vet. So hopefully you're all enjoying it. Did you get much input about which parts of a case were shown on Bondi Vet or Vet on the Hill? And do you have more creative freedom now that you have this channel? Absolutely. I have complete editorial control of this new channel. I'm working alongside my wonderful producer, Emily. We have very similar ethics and morals, and we want to just be a bit more open and maybe indulgent with you guys to just sort of let you in, and for me to be able to talk passionately about the things that I really care about. And what I really care about is rescue. Everything from wildlife to farm animals to pets. The full spectrum of animals deserve to be rescued if they need it. And that is what I want to dedicate this part of my professional career to. So I'm really grateful that I can do that, and I'm glad that you guys are along for the ride. Right, so what have we got now? Are you no longer practicing? Are you doing rescue instead? I'm actually doing both, and they're the same thing anyway, really, in that rescue is, of course, supporting and helping rescue charities and also rescue animals, but there's always a veterinary element. Everything I do comes back to being a vet, the career that I've chosen, the vocation that I love and I'm passionate about. So they are one and the same. And of course, there's a lot of rescue dogs and cats and every other animal that require veterinary attention. So luckily, I'm quite a useful pair of hands at the same time as just hugging everything that moves whenever I go to a rescue centre. So this one is, how is your autism journey going, and how do you feel about life in general these days? Well, I mean, I can't complain. People have things a lot worse in life, don't they? And so autism for me has been a journey of discovery, of forgiving the mistakes of a child that didn't know any better, and realizing that you're not a terrible person or a terrible kid, but you judge yourself so harshly because others did, because you were that bit different. And so to sort of reach back and try and hug that kid has been a journey. I think the moving forward's a tricky bit because there's no rule book when it comes to autism. And so a lot of the lessons, particularly for a mature diagnosis like mine, you've already learnt. So it was the journey in order to learn them, which is far more bumpy than a neurotypical person, because those things don't come naturally for us. But now I've learnt them, I'm actually feeling, I think, more humble, and also, I think, more accepting of other people, because now I've realized that actually there was this thing I never knew about myself, which was always there and influenced everything I did, and was the reason why I was sometimes an angry, upset child that would, have issues socially and in every other way. I think getting to the point of the realization that you have a diagnosis and something that you can't control, but have lived your life thinking there was something wrong with you. When you get to that moment, it won't fix everything, but in some ways it's kind of a relief, and in other ways it's an ability to accept mistakes that you've made in the past, and you can know that there's areas of your life that you aren't strong at. So now I know, for example, I'm hugely gullible. I'll believe anything that you tell me. But which is probably why I'm quite enthusiastic and quite positive, because I want to see the good in people and things. But I know I need to have some people that are a bit cynical around me now. So that's something that I'll meet people, and then I'll ask people that I trust, what do you think? Because I know I can't see those levels that other people can. And I think any subtext in things, like if someone sends me a message, I'll just take it at face value. And now I realize, actually, no, there is subtext, but I kind of need to actively encourage my brain to see it because it doesn't see it naturally. It just sees black and it sees white, and there's nothing in between. So I don't think there's a rule book for anyone that has autism, and no two versions of autism are the same. But it has taught me humility and respect for others that have issues that are affecting them, and also kindness, to know that you can't read what's going on in someone else's head. So the best thing that you can do is lead with kindness, and everything else follows. This question is, what advice do you have for aspiring veterinarians and veterinary nurses? What I would say is that you do need to get into a habit, I suppose, of putting your patient before you. It's not about you, it's about your patient. So what you can do to make their life better, what you can do to encourage their owner, their pet parent, to make their life better, is what you need to do. So sometimes that will mean that you find this inner confidence, because it's not about you, it's about them. And if you can harness that, not only can you have tough decisions to make, you can make them, but you can have tough conversations with people that maybe aren't doing everything that they need to do for their pets. And you can also stand beside people as their animals are being put to sleep, and make sure that you're focusing on them and focusing on that animal and doing the right thing by both of them. Have a cry later. But remember, it isn't about you, it's about your patient. The most hilarious animal client of yours? I mean, there's so many funny animals that come in. The funnier ones are probably the ones that are really, really grumpy. They're pretty hilarious. I think I had a Sphinx cat once that just would hiss as soon as he see me, and just would hiss in my face. You go, I love you, you hate me. That's the way it works. And there's another dog called Bella, who's owned by a friend of mine, who just hates me. And so it's sort of quite funny. Like, there's nothing that I can do that can make this dog like me. She seems hell-bent on hating me, and she really shows it. So she bares her teeth and she sits there and growls at me. And so all you can do is laugh. And then finally, biggest culture shock moving from Australia to the UK? Weather. Right, well, that's it. I really do hope you guys have enjoyed this style of video. It's a bit new for me as well. So do let me know in the comments below if this floats your boat, and if you want to see more. And fingers crossed, if we all reach 100K together, then I'll definitely be doing another one. But thank you so, so much for all of you who are tuning in, liking, and of course subscribing to Rescue Vet. We hope to be the home of all things rescue, where we are supporting rescue animals and also the wonderful people around the world who dedicate their lives to rescue animals. So thanks for being on this crazy old journey with me, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.